Hi, this is James Clark, and I'm the broker owner of Century 21 Alton Clark. I'm getting questions from friends, family members, clients almost every single day concerning, should I buy now? Should I wait? Should I sell now? Should I wait? So I figured I'd put together an assessment of sorts for you to kind of help you in making educated decisions in case you're looking to get into the market in some way. So let's take a few moments to actually break down the real estate market in 2022, and then we're going to take a look at where things are potentially headed in 2023. Now, let me preface all of this by saying no one's got a crystal ball, right? Most of what I'm about to share with you is actually information that has followed one of the greatest markets in our lifetime, right? So please, proper perspective is key when you're listening to this. All right, now let's first take a look back at 2022. National sales were down 35% when compared to the year before. Now again, remember, greatest market in recent history. Now, pending sales were also down 37% when compared to the year before. So although sales slowed, values went up actually, with the national median sales price increasing 3.5% to almost $370,000. So although sales are down compared to the prior year, values increased. Why is that? Well, there's several things contributing to it. One of which is that inventory across the US sits at 3.3 months supply, which is low, right? Now, new construction or housing starts, as it's referred to, was also down 17%, further contributing to the inventory crisis. It's a national snapshot, right? Now, let's take a look, let's condense it down to Florida, right? Inventory in Florida sits at 2.8 months supply, which is even worse than the national average. Why is that, you ask? Well, you know why. Everyone wants to come to Florida, right? And it's happening in large numbers, and that's part of what's contributing to the record low inventory. Total sales for Florida last year was down 38% year over year. But on a positive note, median home sales price increased 9.6%, which means values continue to rise as a result of all the demand that's being created. A little bit of a quandary though. Now let's talk forecast for 2023 briefly. And one of the first places we'll look at is the National Association of Realtors, okay? Now, according to NAR, home price growth is going to be pretty flat for most of 2023, with values resuming their rise in 2024 to the tune of a potentially 5% increase. Now, what about Fannie Mae? Well, according to Fannie Mae, we could actually see a negative 0.5% growth in 2023, with a return to positive growth in 2024 of 2.2%. So it really doesn't matter which way you look at it, the numbers wise, right? It's going to be flat, tempered, with a slight rise in 2024. You could also just kind of think this is a cooling off period or return to normalcy, rebounding from one of the greatest markets in recent history. Now, if you listen to Goldman Sachs, there still could be a 2008 type housing crisis, particularly for 4 cities that are overheated, right? There's San Jose, Austin, Phoenix, San Diego, you know them, right? Now notice, nowhere Florida was mentioned. Thank you for that, Goldman Sachs. Now, that being said, there's no ignoring, right? All the recession talk, inflation hitting 40-year highs, unprecedented labor shortages, right? The prediction, what about the prediction of 3/4 of negative GDP growth this year? Or what about the World Bank warning of a possible global recession? The list goes on and on. But listen, I've talked enough about where experts say we're going. Let's take a look now at what's happening today and whether or not you should be buying or selling right now. Right? Take what the experts say with a grain of salt, by the way. So listen, right now, rental rates throughout the US have somewhat stabilized, but statistics show that particularly in Florida, there's still parts experiencing increases like to the tune of 10 to 17%. Orlando currently sits at number 9 on the state's most expensive list, right? Just behind Tampa at 8, slightly ahead of Jacksonville at 9. Rental rates are a significant factor, in my opinion, on whether or not you should be buying or selling. What do I mean by that? Well, with this in mind, let's work through some examples. I think that'll help paint the picture here for you. Say you decided to rent for the next 2 years, and let's say you're paying $2,000 a month in rent for a house or an apartment. That is the equivalent to about a mortgage on a $300,000 house, roughly, right? So if you rented for a period of 2 years, that's $24,000 in rental payments. It's a big number to throw out the door. $24,000, let's keep that in mind. Now let's say you talk about purchasing a $300,000 home, 6% mortgage, let's say. Now, if you didn't purchase and instead rented, the first thing I want you to know you lose out on is the projected 5% appreciation, right? Now, as a homeowner over the next 2 years, right, 5% appreciation on a home, $300,000, would equate to about $15,000 in added value over the 2 years. Now remember, the market is predicted to be flat in 23, but it should increase to the tune of 5% in 2024. You could lose that. Now, in addition to appreciation, there's also principal paydown. Now, in the first 2 years, principal paydown isn't usually a lot of money, right? But in this scenario, you get an additional $6,315 in added value because that's how much of your monthly mortgage payments would go towards principal payoff, right? Therefore, reducing what you owe. So if you take $15,000 in appreciation, add $6,315 in principal paydown, that's $21,315 in added value. Now remember, as a renter, $24,000 in rent is gone. But as a homeowner, that same investment in monthly payment could result in an added value of $21,000+. Okay, now look, for those of you who say that you want to wait to get a lower interest rate, I get you, okay? Because current rates have you paying more per month. I hear you. If we took the same scenario I just did, of you paying $2,000 a month in rent, and we did a mortgage comparison, right, between one loan at 3% and one loan at 6%, you would definitely see a sizable difference, where the end result could be the 6% loan costing you an additional almost $13,000 over a 2-year period. Now, to clarify, that near $13,000 is the difference in cost between a 6% loan and a 3%. Understand? Over 2 years. I want to make that clear. Now, although almost $13,000 in extra payments is a lot of money, you can't forget about the $21,315 in potential added value from appreciation and principal paydown if you purchase now versus renting. So again, if you take the $21,000+ in added value, let's say you subtract the almost $13,000 in added costs from a 6% loan right now, you're still way ahead in buying versus renting. See where I'm going? You don't want to simply just give all that money to a landlord, okay? Now, what about those of you considering selling? My message is this. It looks as though demand is going to remain pretty high in Florida for some time. So whether you sell now or later doesn't really matter much in my opinion. I'd also, in my opinion, I'd base your decisions on your life goals. What's causing you to move as opposed to the financial side of things? Because there's no major booms in value predicted for years. So waiting to sell really doesn't make much sense. I understand the buying concern side of it. I get that, but you simply need a good agent that knows how to find the deals and a good loan officer to get you a good rate. And then remember, listen, refinance, right? I'll say this to those of you that are considering selling in the near future, The game has changed all across the market. Things are starting to get back to normal, and sellers need to understand that. Please, and exercise patience. Did you know, for example, the new home builder, KB Homes, reported that their orders are down 25%, and get this, worst of all, their cancellation rates recently were 68% compared to 13% a year ago. That's what's happening right now. Contract cancellations are a real thing, and I'm seeing them happen all over Central Florida. Sales are happening every single day, but there's a group of buyers out there right now that truly don't know what they're doing or what they want, and they're poorly represented or not represented at all, so they're making decisions without all the facts, bad decisions. I understand their hesitations, but simply put, they're not being guided correctly, and it's causing them a lot of buyers to get cold feet. So if you're selling, make sure you have a veteran agent representing you. Make sure they do their due diligence to ensure that the buyers that are selected are of the highest quality and caliber. All right, man, I've talked a lot. I'm almost out of breath. I've taken enough of your time, but listen, I hope you found this useful. If you have questions in any way, shape, or form about your scenario, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, okay? As I'd be more than happy to talk through your individual situation because they're all different. I promise I'll help you navigate it, okay? This is something I do every single day with our clients and all the agents that we're blessed to work with every single day. There are no perfect answers in turbulent times. All we can do is be educated, make the best decisions we can with the information that's available. All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much again for watching. If you found this useful, please let me know in the comments, all right? All right, till next time, signing off. James Clark, broker, Century 21 Alton Clark. Take care. God bless.
You ain't seen nothing like this.